Hi everybody, hope all is well. So this week's Parsha, this week's Torah portion is Vayishlach. And we're at the point in the story where Yaakov, our forefather Jacob, is on his way home from his long journey outside the land of Israel. He's returning to the land of Israel, and he's greeted by the news that his brother Esav is coming with 400 men to kill him. Esav was still upset about the blessings that Yaakov had stolen many years ago, and now when Yaakov is finally returning back to Israel, Esav wants to kill him. And you're all excited for this encounter. The Torah talks about how Yaakov prepared for this. And then the encounter comes. And what happens? Pretty much nothing. It's a little bit of a root story. Yaakov's there. They all bow down to Esav. Esav says, you know what? I'm not going to kill him. He's my brother. I love him. Let's make peace. And everything's great from there. So besides for the story not being as exciting as you may have wanted it to be, it's a little difficult to also understand what happened. Esav's upset at Yaakov for having stolen the blessings. He was legitimately upset at him. So many years later, he sees Yaakov bows down, and all of a sudden the whole thing's over. What happened? So there's something profound that Yaakov understood about Esav. You see, Esav was upset that Yaakov had stolen the blessings from him. But besides for the anger and the justification for the anger, which is the fact that Yaakov had stolen the blessing, which justified Esav's anger, there was a little more going on. Yaakov understood that all anger comes from unmet needs. And there was a certain unmet need that Esav had, which was the source of his anger. And Yaakov, instead of dealing with the anger, cut straight through to the need. What was the need? Esav felt like his younger brother Yaakov didn't fully respect him and appreciate who he was. And when Yaakov bows down to him and says, you are my older brother, you're greater than me, I'm subservient to you on some level, that healed Esav. And his need was finally met. And so therefore his anger automatically disappeared. And it's very interesting because you see this when Yaakov originally steals the blessings. What happens? He goes in, he steals the blessings, then Esav comes right after him, asks for the blessing. Yitzchak, his father, tells him, you know what, the blessings are already gone, they're taken. Yaakov took them. He says, is this why you called him Yaakov? Because he tricked me twice. He stole my firstborn rights, and then he steals my blessing. Now what's interesting is after Esav sold his firstborn rights to Yaakov, Esav said, you know what? I don't even want the firstborn rights. So why all of a sudden now, when the blessings are stolen, does he bring that up again? And the reason why he brought that up is not because he missed the rights to the firstborn and he now all of a sudden wanted it. It's a very deep thing. It's because now he realizes a trend here. Yaakov thinks I'm a no one and a nothing because he can steal my firstborn and get away with it and then steal my blessings and get away with it. He doesn't respect me. And that was why he got so angry. And that's why in the end of the story, when Yaakov says, you know what? I respect you. I'll bow down to you. You could be my older brother who I look up to and respect. All of a sudden the anger's gone. And this is so empowering for dealing with ourselves and dealing with other people, because oftentimes we hear other people, maybe ourselves, saying, I have every right to be angry. And they talk about the justification as to why they're angry. And it's important to validate that and realize that it's true. People are angry and people have a right to be angry. But what's also good to realize is that behind the anger is always an unmet need. And the real answer to dealing with it, both for ourselves and in terms of other, is not to keep focusing on how justified or not justified our anger is. It's to cut past that, go through it, and try and see the unmet need that's behind the anger. And when we heal that, we can really heal the anger and what it is that makes us want to do bad things to people. Have a great Shabbos.